Hey y'all, it is Lacey Mouton from the ranch here with a special guest, Mr. Blake Latiolais. And Blake's a very hardworking man. He is a father and a husband, very genuine kind of guy. And he's got a very unique story that I'd like for him to share with us tonight. And you know what's really cool is that I know he works a traditional business like all of us, but what led me to him was his knowledge on how to eat. We are Cajuns and we love we love our food and we love how to eat. So Blake, if you don't mind, just introduce yourself. Who are you? What's your story? We want to hear about you.
Hey guys, first thing, I'm a Christian before anything. So, I got to thank the Lord for saving my life 12 years ago. That's been the biggest impact on my life for sure. But, to start off, I was 200, at my worst, I was 220 pounds. And, working a full-time job, 60 hours a day, a week, just no energy, have kids, you take a step back in life and your kids are growing and the time just flies, so decided to finally make a change. And when I do something, I go 100 miles an hour, so I started the diet. I've probably done every wrong thing there is to do,
Mhm.
whether it's keto, paleo, running myself into the ground, doing all the workouts there are. And I ended up losing the weight, and I got down to 100, I think 155 pounds was my lowest. And at the end of it, I wasn't happy with the results, you know. So it really got me into, how do I achieve really what I'm looking for? And I mean, when you lose that kind of weight, you're hardly eating anything, you know. So I decided to go through with a company that just really vibed with me and what I was going through, and that's Jason Phillips and NCI, Nutrition Coaching Institute, and really decided to invest in myself, not as a business at the time, but to better myself and learn how to eat and sustain what I wanted. So I ended up getting certified and, learned a lot about how the body works, things like that. And I built myself up. I'm now 170 pounds, eating a lot more than probably a lot of people would think. And the oil field has slowed down, pretty bad. So it's given, instead of, people could look at this lucky message. How do you wake up in the morning? Do you just look at all the wrong in your life and, what's the worst thing you could think of? Or do you make a change? And I look at it as an opportunity to do something I'm passionate about, so it's slowed down, but I'm looking at it as this is a business opportunity, not only for income. I mean, we need income, of course, but it's something I'm passionate about and something I've come from to make a difference in people's lives.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So basically, so why do you do what you do, Blake?
Well, I mean, the fitness space has, I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge, and to be honest, it's probably not a good thing sometimes because you can get caught up in, this fad, that fad, So I wanted to do this because I was in that, I had that problem where, okay, what do I do? Do I cut all carbs out? Do I do the low fat? Do I do keto? And there's just so much information that it can overwhelm you and you
Mhm.
don't know which way to go. So I'm dealing with a lot of people that, to be honest, they're under eating, if you can believe that around here, because you got to understand that when you're dieting and dieting and dieting, you're just dropping calories lower and lower and lower. And, after you do things like that, your body can, it's made to survive. So it builds adaptations to fight against that, you know. Jones that's 150 pounds, she wants to lose weight and she's eating 1,000 calories. What do I do? Do I tell her what the fitness space will tell you to do, eat less and do more? And it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, we're talking about hormones, long-term health, things like that. I mean, it's not good. These people have no energy. Again, that's where I came from. That's why this vibes with me, and I
Hmm.
want to reach as many people as I personally can.
So you're wanting to help people live a better life, is what you're saying.
Right.
Better
Especially,
quality of life.
the dads, you know, we're taught to really seek after a certain niche, and I believe I could help anyone that's willing to change. But like it hits home for me, like the dad's struggling to keep up with the kids, work, stress, So that's really what I'm after. But either way, if I change someone's life, that's not me personally, but if we can fix somebody's lifestyle and get them healthy, that's my ultimate goal.
That's right. Give some guidance. So when you're saying
Right.
about most of your people, okay, that your clients, excuse me, that you deal with are under eating, what's some of the things that they probably are just used to living to? Like it's almost like the new norm. I'm talking about, do they handle stress bad? Are they achy, or do they have arthritis? What are some things that they're fighting? And then whenever you are up in their calories and teaching them and letting them know that it's okay to eat, what are some things that are changing in their life?
Definitely a big one is just energy. You got to think when you're under eating and you have all this stress, the times we live in now, I don't know who doesn't have stress, but when you're under eating, you don't give yourself the fuel you need for your day. So you're starting off right there with no energy, which leads to stress, which, I mean, we can go over so many things that we don't even realize, just our environment, things in the air, fragrances, this is all stressors on our body that we don't even think about during the day. So you add on under eating, we're just adding on top. And then you got the people like me that want to go 100 miles an hour, want to change their body. And when you're under eating and you kill yourself in the gym or you run, I've done it where I was running 8 to 10 miles a day, I mean, and you're under eating, that's a stressor on top of that. So when you're trying to change your body, you're doing everything wrong that way because your body is fighting you every step of the way, and it's going to lead to, again, disaster, heart problem. There's so many diseases that can come up with under eating and killing yourself in the gym.
Right. And whenever you're getting them to pick their calories back up, I know you were saying energy is one of the biggest things, but um what about like inflammation, like just achy joints, and is it helping that? Is it helping mood? Is it helping, like, what all, how much is that benefiting whenever you're making people, or you're teaching people to eat properly, eat more, go ahead and go eat supper, don't starve yourself.
Right, which we could talk about that too, just the concern of food, like how do I eat? That's a stressor again for some people, like, anxiety with food, just the it's a physical thing where you need, but also you go to a party, it's also a mental, problem that people have with, and that's a big thing that I'm fighting with people. They come to me, I ate 3 cookies at a party. Well, I tell them, what's wrong with that? It's cookies. You meant to enjoy certain foods, but it's finding a balance, in everything. It's not just food, it's in lifestyle or anything. But speaking of balance, and you said inflammation and things like that, without going omega 3s or fish oils, people are really deficient in things like that because you have omega 6s, which comes from chicken and things like that, which is a pro-inflammation thing. It's
Wow.
pro-inflammatory. So whenever you get your fish, people aren't getting enough fish, things like that, which is anti-inflammatory. We can bring down inflammation just with that.
Wow.
And you'll have a supplement company, things like that. There's, you can fix a lot of things with food, but also good supplementation. A lot of people are deficient in vitamin D. I mean, go out and get some sun, but there's also supplements that can help you with that. Magnesium, things like that. You can't hit your protein, get you a good protein powder. There's no one way. And that's what I preach to everyone is build habits that fit your lifestyle. A lot of people come to me about the recipes and stuff that I put on there. And honestly, it's regular food. It's just, I've made it fit for my lifestyle. Other people may not do the same things. Not everybody's going to eat as much food as I am, but build habits that's going to sustain for a lifetime and you win.
Right. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that you can maintain. And that's what's really cool, because a lot of people, I mean, all of us, we're just taught that you eat less, do more, don't eat this, don't eat that. Now, when you're talking, you're eating and you're cooking normal food, is there some things that you say, oh, I try to stay away from this? Or are you a lot like me and say, man, look, things are okay as long as it's in moderation? I know that in our house we have some big no-nos, and then we have some it's okay every once in a while. It's okay to have ice cream every once in a while. We won't die from it.
All right. My biggest thing is, you start out this diet thing, which I don't believe what I do is a diet. Again, it's a lifestyle. But if I start with you can't have cake, you can't have cookies, you can't have, all these things. Whereas if I allow you to have, certain things in balance, determined by what we go over, each week,
Right.
but you're less likely to have this bad relationship with food, because if I cut you off restricting everything, what's the first thing you're going to think about? That cake,
Oh,
those
yes.
cookies, the ice cream, so is that really a good relationship with food? And really, it's not a relationship. It shouldn't be, but people do tend to they create that relationship with food. And really, when you can have it, say every now and again, you're less likely to overindulge when you can have it,
Okay.
knowing that you can fit this in anytime.
Right. Now, whenever you say in the like your clients and people that you work with, what exactly do you do? Do you have something that they follow? Is there like certain goals that they reach each day, and do you, I guess you would y'all you stay with them. You coach them through it. You let them know it's okay. You are doing the right thing. Y'all meet up at the end of the week, kind of discuss where they're at, what they did wrong, what they can do more of. How does that work? How does your program work?
It's really dependent. I'm very flexible with, when we talk, things like that. But, majority of the time is 7 to 10 days that we get in touch and we go over, the week. And, normally whenever I get someone, it depends on, I'm meeting you where you're at. Like if I have one person where, they're just lifestyle habits where they're up at night, they're looking at a cell phone instead of sleeping, or we work on those things first, because that comes before nutrition, the gym. Anything you do is sleep, it's controlling
Oh, we might have lost you. I know we have a storm going on.
like that.
Can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can hear you. It cut out.
I lost you for a little while. We have a storm going on outside. Your sun's shining at your house. You're
Yeah.
just across town.
Well, this way it's dark back there, so I
Oh
see it
yeah,
coming.
it's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. So anyway, I think that I might have missed a little bit what you were saying. We were taught what we were talking about the
The
how
protein, how they're deficient in
right,
protein.
right, and you meet everybody where they're
You want me
at.
to just right? Yep. So if they, again, calories are king. A lot of people don't understand that it's not keto, it's not paleo, it's not carnivore. At the end of the day, if you eat less than you burn, you're gonna lose weight, and vice versa with the gaining. If you eat more than you're burning in a day, you're gonna gain weight. I don't care what diet it is. That's the space is just using that again. It's a money making thing,
Mhm,
and I
mhm.
get it. But at the same time, you know, when you get Mrs. Jones that comes to you and she's tried diet after diet after diet, and she comes to me wanting again weight loss, it's like you've lost the right to lose weight at this time. Now when do you recover is what I ask them. You're eating 1,000 calories a day, you're not sleeping, you're stressed all the time. What do you do? Do I continue to add stress and make you work out, 2 times a day and eat less? I mean, it
Yeah,
just, you really think about that. We're
yeah.
talking about long-term health, you running on hormones. We wonder why people have all these issues, and it's pretty
Mhm.
sad because we go to, and again, pharmaceuticals, doctors, they have their place, but what I see a lot of is a band-aid. People coming to them with issues that could be fixed in a proper diet. And
Right.
it really bothers me because this is people's, once you get on some testosterone, things like that, like that's for life.
Right.
So it's definitely it bothers me. And again, they have their place and I understand what they do, but let's start with nutrition and getting your lifestyle together first,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Right. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I agree. I agree
I
100%.
hope I don't get blasted for that, but
No,
it's
well,
the
I
truth.
mean, and that's I believe that. We yes, we have our supplements that we promote, but we promote a lifestyle. And we want your body, it's supposed to help your body work naturally like it's supposed to. You know, we're not full of
Right,
junk and we're not promoting, "Oh, you need this to operate every single day." No, it's supposed to help. On those days where
right,
you know that you're not going to be able to get that amount of calories or that amount of protein, that's where the supplements come in. When you just need that extra help
exactly.
because you're putting in more hours at work or you're trying to put more hours for your kids or whatever, it's just supposed to help. It's not supposed to be, oh, I need to depend on that. And I think a lot of times, and I know
Exactly.
we may get blasted for that, but once again, it's a lifestyle. We don't want to be dependent on medication. God designed our bodies to operate as they should. We're supposed to be self-sufficient, right? And a lot of times, most of
Right.
our life, from what I'm understanding and following you, is that we kind of kill our metabolism and we say, okay, go to sleep. And
Hmm.
then we get older and realize, oh no, we need to make it go back up. And our body it can't function like it's supposed to. And that's what I like
Right.
about this. And having your guidance. A lot of us, we're not nutritionists. We're just everyday people. The masses of people, it doesn't fly across our screen every day. Eat natural foods. This is how we do this properly. Let's feed your metabolism. Let's eat. No, everything is totally opposite. And to know that there's guidance, to know that, wow, I am eating way more than I should, but you're coaching them step
Hmm.
by step by step to where they know they're going in the right direction. That's a big deal. And you literally changing
Right.
people's lives, letting them go and eat and enjoy life with their family. Instead of having a salad at Pizza Hut, they can
And
finally enjoy it with their kids.
right. And that's the biggest thing is it's about balance, period. Because we could look at it from both sides. If this person eating super clean, they're working out, things like that. Well, for me to eat the calories that I need, the nutrients that I need for a day, it would be a hard thing to do to just eat chicken breast, lettuce, rice, all these things, but because I'll get it all the time, your foods, they're not healthy. They don't look healthy and things like that. And I'm like, you know, you eating just lettuce and, under eating every day and causing those stresses on your life, or that's not healthy. Me
Right.
eating, yeah, sure. I have a little more calorie dense foods, but with the amount of food that I'm eating, I'm hitting my fiber. I'm hitting all these things. My sugar is okay. As long, it's a big thing with fiber and sugar. If to me, if you hit your fiber, every day, or try and hit it every day, the less likely you're going to overeat in these sugars. And at the end of the day, like carbs, either healthy or unhealthy, whatever you want to call it, it breaks down to sugar. It's used
Right.
for fuel for your day.
Right. Man, that's awesome. That's a lot of golden stuff right there that a lot of people tend to overlook. You know, and once again, we all just think that, oh, let me eat this salad instead. And it might look good from the outside. And you might think, oh, I lost
Hmm.
100 pounds doing this. But how do you feel inside? Do you feel great? Do you feel like you're actually living the quality of life and enjoying life? I mean, we only have one life to live, right? We got to live it to our fullest and don't live it in worrying about, should I eat it or should I not eat it? That is
Right.
awesome. And I know that everybody can follow you on Facebook. I know that you post a lot of pictures of what you eat and you have pictures of your transformation and stuff like that. And it's unbelievable. It's really can help people. I know, especially now more than ever, everyone's worried about health and wellness. Everybody's wanting to feel better. But what's sad is that a lot of people are so used to not feeling good, they don't know what it's like to feel good. You don't know how to
They
feel
just
good because,
adapt to it.
yeah, right. And that's kind of why I brought up those little stressors. Like you just adapt to being tired all the time. You adapt to be hurting and in a bad mood and just kind of miserable. When in all actuality, your body's just trying to recoup from what you put in it through. Just feed your body what it needs, listen to it, and if you need help, come find us. We can get you the help that you need and live a better life. Just you got to live better in order to feel better. There's nothing else to it. You know, where do you see yourself going with this, Blake? Like what are you most excited about this year? I know you've come so far now. Like what's your goals like with this business that you're building and just this lifestyle that you live?
I mean, myself personally, my goal is currently, I mean, and again, this is hard for me too, coming from a place where I don't want to gain, my whole thing was to lose weight, and, but goals change, and that's kind of the thing that people don't understand. I lost the weight, but at the end of it, I mean, I was just skin and bones. I had, when you lose weight too fast, you got to understand you're losing muscle in the process. I don't know who wants to lose weight and lose muscle at the same time, you know. So my goals right now personally are to put on muscle. And again, this is a scary thing, even for me, even knowing how the body works and things like that. And that's kind of where I come into play with my clients. Really, the biggest is just to keep them on track, because I know with muscle gain, there is fat gain. I mean, you're eating in a surplus, but at the end of it, I know how to get that off. So I know how the body works, how the process works. And again, that's really a big part of what I do, is just they need that, just somebody to walk through the process with them. But as a business wise, I mean, I work with a good team. I'm not the science, the big science. I can geek out on a few things, the metabolism and things like that. But I mean, there's thyroid, there's gut health, there's so many things in it. And I have a team, again, with Jason Phillips, they're helping me build my business. And I have a team behind me that I know no matter who comes to me, I have somebody to fall back on to help me and help these people get results. And right now, that's the biggest thing is it's so hard in this space because everybody's looking for a 6-week transformation, a 12-week transformation. This what I achieved didn't happen in 6 or 12 weeks. And again, if that's your goal to lose muscle in the process, which again, I don't know who wants to do that, but that's just not how it works, you know? So it's a lifestyle change. It's day by day, enjoying the process is what I tell everyone.
Right. We get this a lot. We're kind of in a similar, health and wellness business that people do. You'll hear a lot of people talk about like a magic pill. Everybody wants it. We want
Mm-hmm.
our food instant. We want instant service. We want instant gratification right now. But what I've have told a lot of people for the last couple of years is that how long did it take you to get that way? Where you are today in your situation that you want to get rid of, how long did it take you to get there? If it took you 30 years, do you think that it's going to go away in 3 weeks? And like
Right.
physically be good for you? I know it's possible. Don't get me wrong. I know there's sciences out there that it can work. But is it sustainable? Is it a lifestyle? Is it something that's going to benefit your family? It's not just you paying for it. Who else is paying for it? Which leads me to the next question, Blake. How did this whole transformation and you invested in yourself, how did it affect your family?
I mean, it's definitely a lifestyle change for everyone. You know, you start eating healthier, you start doing certain things. You know, the family tends to follow suit. But you know, just like you said with the quick fixes, you have to understand. You know, I got off the phone with a client. You know, I mean, this is how serious this is to me. You know, this client broke down on the phone, telling me, you know, again during a reverse diet, you know, my goal is to where you may gain a few pounds and you have to understand like your body is it's probably been starved of those nutrients, you know, all these things for so long. But she broke down and said, I don't care, you know, like this is life changing for me, you know. And this woman is crying
Yeah.
on the phone, and it's like that hit home because it's these people need help. And again, it's not, there's different applications. There's people that step on a stage, you know, to get shredded, things
Yeah.
like that. But these are, I want to help everyday people to be the best that they can be, you know, be the best parent, the best worker, you know, all of these things. And, you know, it's just, it hit home to me. So my biggest thing is like with these quick fixes, and I told her this, every diet you've tried has led you to this point where you're hardly eating, you're,
Mhm.
you know, all of these biofeedbacks are just terrible. Every diet, every quick fix you've tried has led you to this point. You know, let's do it the right way. Let's start getting you to a good amount of calories to where number one, you heal yourself, you heal your body, you get yourself back healthy. Then when you get out of that state, I like to think of it like, you know, money wise, you know, you have a good amount of money coming in, you know, you tend to be a little bit looser with your spending, right? Well, you look at it the same way with fat loss. You know, your body is always trying to survive. So when you're just starving the body, it wants to just survive, and that's to hold on to fat. Well, when you start giving it the right amount of calories, the things that it needs, it sends a signal to the brain to say, okay, we don't need to hold on to this fat. We can release this fat, you know. And it's a very tough conversation to have with these people to tell them, you know, that's coming to me for fat loss and tell them I have to eat more, you know. But I know this stuff works. I've done it. I've lived it. Again, I've tried every wrong thing and it's led me to this. But this stuff, I mean, it's your body, it's your biology, it's how the body works.
Man, that's awesome. That's an awesome analogy, and it's true. It's true. And what you're
Yeah.
doing right now is you're not speaking to people who are and you could be speaking to them too. The people who are eating super clean, eating these diets that we're taught really, really strict on their lifestyle. You're talking to those people, but you're also talking to moms and dads and people that work all the time, and no matter the age, it's important. And I know, like in my household, it has affected our kids because honestly, my mom and dad didn't have that knowledge. They weren't aware of the importance of it. It's not till later in age they starting to pay for their health now. At some point we're going to
Right.
have to pay. You're either going to spend the rest of that retirement age trying to buy back your health, or you're going to invest in yourself at an earlier age. And if they knew and they had that knowledge when I was younger, I wouldn't have been tempted to try different things because we would have been taught. We don't have this super clean, perfect run household. We are just real people. We just ranchers, we country, down to earth people. But my girls know what makes them feel bad, and they're going to stay away from it. Yes,
Hmm.
we're going to drink a soda here and there. We're it's life. You're going to run into that. But do I buy it? No. That's a treat. Just different little things
Right.
that changed. But these things, we weren't aware of that before we started to realize all the importance and how, because we didn't know how good you can feel till we felt good again. We said, hang on, where this is what you're supposed to feel like. And I think our mission is the same. It's trying to reach out to those people and remind them, hey, listen, there is a better way. Stop stressing about it. Stop overcomplicating. We already live in a society and a world that just goes super fast. Nobody has time. Nobody. The fact is, this is your daily life, and it ultimately can
Hmm.
affect your kids, and it'll make them make better choices as they grow up. We're not all perfect. I get that. But when it makes me feel proud when we do go eat out to a restaurant and my kids will order a water instead of a sweet tea or a pop and stuff like that, that's what we ordered. And it's not because I've told them, look, I don't want you drinking this. I don't want, they just understand that when they don't have it at our house, we drink our water, and then they go to their mainies, or grandparents will give them whatever. They'll come back with a stomach ache and they realize, hang on, you know, this makes me
Hmm.
feel bad. And I want them to keep that mindset, to let them know that we're supposed to feel good and enjoy life and make those decisions now at an early age. And this is awesome. This is a lot of cool information that you have, Blake. And I think that we can reach as many people as we can, to get in touch with you, get in touch with me, and I'll get in touch with you. We got to connect some people with your knowledge and help as many people as we can just live a better life. They got to live better. We got to get people to feel better. Because you know what? I think that a lot of people's negative attitude, just negative outlook on society, is you're tired and you don't feel good. Why would you want to
Yep.
help someone else if you can't help yourself? And that, I was there. I was there. Here I am speaking with you and visiting, and I try to do this at least once a week, to hear a story of somebody trying to help people live better, because I was there sitting in the corner of the room. Jake had to bribe me to speak to my own friends. Like, that's just kind of, I felt I had nothing to offer, but I was tired. I was aggravated. It's a mental battle, and you think that I don't have anything. You don't have that purpose to get out, but you do. We were all meant for something, and we got to share our gift. And I know it's changed me personally. Jake and I, our marriage, our girls, our family, we share good instead of keeping it all in our house. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. God's blessed you, but he didn't bless you just to keep it in your house with that's almost it's a strong word, but it's almost a selfish kind of thing. It's basically he's giving you a gift and you trying to hold it and keep it safe. And we're out. We need to share it. We need to go out there and we need to share it. This is some awesome, awesome stuff. Like, thank you so much for all of this information. Is there any specific way, if somebody wants to get a hold to you, what's the easiest way? Is it to find you on social media? Is it to what is it?
Well, this is definitely, a big thing for me to break out, and this isn't my thing, the social media and stuff like that. So you've definitely helped me in that, pushing me to do this, and not really pushing me, but you know you put yourself around people that will push you to get better. It's definitely iron sharpening iron. So I want to thank you for that. But to reach me mainly is it's just through Facebook. Message me, or at nutricoachblake@gmail.com. You can get me there, but I have no Instagram, anything like that. So basically it's Facebook and through my email.
Perfect. And I'm gonna add your email on here. So if anybody needs to get in touch with you, they can get with you directly. And coming back to the social media, you kind of think of it as a lot of people will tend to want to think negative once again. But if you focus on the
Hmm.
negativity, that's what you're gonna find. If you read in, and it's the same thing in life, it's just social media kind of puts it in the palm of your hand. You're an average of the 5 people that you hang around with. That's your average of those 5 people. Now, if your purpose was to open up social media and to share good and be around good people, guess what's going to be all over your news feed? Positivity, good people wanting to share good news. You got to use it as a tool, because no matter what, if you look around, I could walk out my house right now and it's raining, but probably my neighbor is going to be on the porch with their phone in their hand on social media. So no matter what anyone says, it's a
Hmm.
tool, and it's how you reach people. It allows you and me to reach to be in another state right now. It allows you and me to have this conversation, for people to meet real genuine people that want to help others, to reach other people. That's our purpose. And I'm so glad and so thankful that you're on here, and you're full of knowledge, Blake. You have to be proud of yourself, and I know you're going to do great things.
Thanks for having me, Lacey. Like I said, definitely, you pushed me, and hopefully I'll maybe do a few lives or something like that eventually. But I reached out to you, I don't remember how long it was ago, but just your positive attitude, and you look at just life in general. It just touched me. It vibe with everything that I believe in too. So us getting together, and if we can push this to more and more people, I think the world would be a lot better place.
Absolutely. There's only one way to get better. You got to live better in order to feel better. And thank you so much, Blake. Um, y'all be hearing from us soon.